Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Street Smart Millionaire. No interviews. We're going to get me rambling and talking a little bit about money and balance. And I want to tell you a story about an employee of mine. So this guy came to work for me. I got him up to where he made $600,000 a year. He left because he thought he should have been a branch manager. He went to another company, went broke, only made $100,000. I brought him back. He's already made more money this year than he did last year, and he's already going back to be a branch manager at the company. So here's what I will tell you. People make dumb decisions. Make less dumb decisions. That's my motto for myself. I want to make less dumb decisions. I have a client that was my valedictorian who made $320 and 2 years later was making $500, had $400 in the bank, now has $700,000 in the bank, thinks he shouldn't pay me anymore. Okay, that would be the reason to give me a raise or buy me a box of cigars or say thank you. So here's what I will tell you. Stick with what works well and change what's not working well. Like I look at the stock market on May 1st, I was down 8% year to date. Now on June 1st, I'm up 3% year to date. So I had a great May. I made some moves. Some of my stocks rallied back, my Nvidia, my Meta, a lot of my stuff rallied. And then I got rid of some bad stuff and I got some new stuff that did really well. And I think that the S&P is up 0.8% year to date as of June 1st. I'm up 3.0% year to date. I'm almost quadrupling the S&P. I think this is going to be a really good year in the stock market. I think things are going to stabilize. I think tariffs and the economy is going to stabilize. We're going to have a nice run. I think interest rates are going to stay 6.5% to 7.5%. I don't think they're going to come down any more than that. I think those are good interest rates. I think unemployment is going to stay low. I think job creations is good. I think these are all things. It's not rainbows and ponies, but it's definitely optimistic about the finances this year. I think it's going to be a good year. I think housing, builders are down, used houses are down, but I think there's lots of people selling houses, lots of people buying houses. You know, I just had a big event and I do 2 big events a year. And I have about 340 members that came, and I had about 115 guests that spent $5,000, come spend 3 days with me and my coaches. And we had about 98 sign up for interview. And I'm still going through the interview process, but it looks like most of them want to come with us. I can't take them all. I don't have enough coaches trained right now to take all the clients. So I believe in slow, steady growth of 15 to 30% a year growth is really good company. I think 5 to 10% is good. I think 10% to 30% is really good growth. I think more than 30% here is scary. You know, I was talking to a client of mine today that's struggling, and he got in my schedule, and he wanted me to look at his financial situation. He's an okay loan rep. He bought a hardscape landscape company, paid $450 for it. He's got 27 rental properties. There's no way he can do anything well. His rental properties are cash flowing at negative $4,000. I told him sell them all, refinance them all. If you're going to have rental properties, they got to cash flow. They got to make more money than what the overhead is, and they got to appreciate. If they don't appreciate, cash flow, it's not worth having. I met with my bookkeeper this morning, and I did my books on my properties, and I have 2 commercial properties. They rent for about $50,000 a month. They cash flow at about $33,000 a month positive cash flow. So it makes about a 9% return on the, I bought them all and they're free and clear. So it makes about a 9% return, and they've appreciated from $4.5 million to $7.5 million in value. So I've had good appreciation and good cash flow. So that says when I got the P&L, keep them. Stay the course, keep them. Now, I got one tenant that's expiring in July. I've got a meeting. I'm going up there to see him. I'm taking him lunch. I'll offer to repaint. I'll offer to remodel the building, and I'll try to keep him. If I can't keep him, he'll move out. I will rent it, and I will interview a bunch of new tenants. I'll bring him in. The guy's been a tenant in this building for 10 years. He's been my tenant for the whole 7 years that I've owned the building. I'd like to keep him. If I can keep him, great. If I can't keep him, it's okay too. I'll get a new tenant. Now, if he stays, I won't raise his rent because I'm happy with it, and I'll put some money into the building to make it better. Tenants would rather stay where they are than move. So you always want to take care of your tenants, and you always want to keep tenants. Am I a big fan of rental properties? I'm not a big fan of 27 individual houses. I'm a big fan of 2 commercial buildings that rent for $50,000 a month and net cost $14,000. I'm a big fan of that. So I think that when I look at my income, I want to make as many sales as I can in the mortgage business and the coaching business. I want to hold firm on my price. and I want to keep my overhead low. That creates a gap, and the gap leads to a good profit. So in the mortgage business, I have 40 loan reps. I just closed 255 loans, and I'll probably make about 40 basis points on all the money. But now my overhead is really low. My revenue was pretty high. My commissions are pretty fat that I pay, but that'll leave a gap of profit. So I pay my loan reps $125 and I pay for their staff. And then I pay my overhead for my staff, rent, staff, insurance, all the things that I got to pay for. Then I have a gap, which is my profit. So whether you own a lemonade stand or a mortgage group, it's about creating a gap between revenue and overhead so you have a profit. So my coaching company will be really profitable. Starting is always profitable. My mortgage company is always profitable. Sometimes I might break even in January or February in a bad market. My stock portfolio, I always try to be profitable. So I look at my consulting business, profitable, mortgage business, profitable, coaching business, profitable, stock market up for the year. So I'm 4 for 4 financially. I'm feeling really good. Then I look at my balance. Both my daughters are like 41 and 39. They're happily married. They've got good kids. They discipline their kids, and their kids are really well behaved. I think that's important. They both live in nice houses. They all have good jobs. They work really hard. They go to church. So I look at my children, check, doing good. My stock portfolio, check, doing good. My mortgage business, check, doing good. Consulting business, check, doing good. Coaching, check, doing good. Now my weight, I'm 3 pounds overweight. I'm weighing 188 pounds. I got to weigh 185. So I'm doing 2 workouts a week, and I'm doing some push-ups and sit-ups in the morning, and I'm watching what I'm eating. So I can tend to eat some cookies and ice cream at night when I'm at weight or underweight. Right now, no cookies, no ice cream. So I eat a breakfast. I had a protein shake and 2 cups of coffee. For lunch, I had a turkey sandwich with a pickle and a couple potato chips and a zero Gatorade. For dinner, I'll have whatever she wants to make me or get me. Either pick me something up or give me something. I'll have a meat and a vegetable. Last night, I had a Greek salad with chicken. So I didn't eat anything after dinner last night, and I won't eat anything after dinner tonight. So within about a month, I'll be back on track at my current weight that I want to be at. I look at my marriage. We're getting along. I'm going on a date every Friday night with the wife. I'm working on making her happy, doing my chores, picking up my clothes. My wife is acts of service is her love language. So when I do chores at the farm, when I pick up after myself, when I'm neat, she likes it. That makes her happy. She don't mind a little gifting. She likes a little gifting. She likes a little verbal praise. One thing I want you to know, everybody has all 5 love languages. Everybody in the world likes words of praise. Everybody likes gifting. Everybody likes quality time. Everybody likes acts of service. And everybody likes touch, whether it's holding hands or touching a shoulder or hugging. Everybody likes physical contact. So those are the 5 love languages. Now here's what I'll tell you. Everybody has a couple main ones, but they like all of them. So my wife, main thing, acts of service. Second thing, quality time. Third things, gifting. Fourth thing, touch. Fifth thing, gift. Like I would say, like words of praise. So she loves all 5 things. But like she had a tennis tournament last weekend, and her back's been sore. So I've been giving her some back rubs and some shoulder rubs, and she likes that. That's physical touch. I think that, I don't know. I think that quality time, hearing about her tennis tournament was a big thing. So when it comes to balance and work, I look at everything on a checklist, and every week I ask myself, doing good? Am I reading the Bible every day? Yes. Am I going to Bible study every Wednesday? Yes. Am I praying all the time? Yes. Am I mostly good? Yes. There are areas where I'm not always good, like my mind can wander. I could be a little power crazy. Sometimes I could be a little potty mouth and swear a little bit. I'm always working on my behavior to make my behavior better. So when I look at wealth and balance, it's simple, but it's not easy. And I think the problem with most people is they've complicated the plan, like in the mortgage business. You call a bunch of realtors, you follow up on their leads, you close on time, everybody's happy. Repeat the cycle. Call on a bunch of realtors, close on time, repeat the cycle. Now, when it comes to real estate, you call on a bunch of building owners and business owners and homeowners, they list their house, they sell it, they buy a new house, you close on time, everybody's happy, you repeat. Now, I'll tell you the funniest thing that I've ever seen is the lack of follow-up people have. I couldn't tell you 5 businesses that have done business with me that follow up with me. They don't follow up. I follow up on my past clients, bunch of them. 22 of my past clients just came back. I just did a video this morning to all my past clients. I go after my past clients. I go after my current clients to stay. I go after getting my current clients to refer me. I just had a client that I really like leave me this morning, and great young kid, works really hard, loves God, loves life, been a really good student for 4 or 5 years, but not blown up and gotten big because he just holds back too much. He's not like overly enthusiastic. He's not gung ho. I just think that your attitude and reflects your altitude, and altitude is how high you go. I think your attitude determines how far you go. And if you're sad or gloomy or like neutral, I don't think people are going to be fired up. I think you got to be fired up. Like, I'm a professional coach. I love God. I'm happily married. I got a lot of money. Do I get frustrated? Yes. In moments. Lost a loan rep, I'm frustrated. Lost 2 coaching clients, I'm frustrated. Got a bunch of new clients, I'm happy and glad. But it's a battle. If you don't get mad when you lose a deal or you lose an employee, shame on you. You're not taking it serious enough. It's serious when you lose a client. You failed them. I failed that employee, and I failed those 2 clients that quit. I failed them. I wasn't the coach they needed. I wasn't the leader they needed. I failed them. Now, here's what I tell you. I've had thousands of past clients. I've probably had 100, 150 past employees. I'll bet you none of them make more money than they did when they were with me. Matter of fact, I'll challenge any of you that are watching this. Prove to me that you're doing better now that you've left me than you did before me. I'm a hard head. I'm a hammer. I push people to make a lot of money. I push people to get in shape. I push people to save money. I look at their budgets. I will tell you this. I believe in being directed, and I believe you have to surrender to be directed. I believe you have to surrender to somebody's authority and somebody's process to be directed. But I'll tell you this. Nothing makes me happier than doing something for my boss that he likes, doing something for my wife that she likes, doing something for my mentor that he likes. So I'm just for me, like I'm under direction by 3 people. My boss, who's best mortgage man in the nation, my mentor, evangelist, 46 years married, knows lots about leadership, and my wife, super tough, super driven, handles her business. So I look at those 3 people that are under their authority and they direct me. I want to make them happy. I want to make them proud. If you're under my authority, you should want to make me proud. I just had a client call me, had a great month. He's changing financial planners and he saved 90 grand in a month. When you save 90 grand in a month, that's getting it done. That's big leagues. And I'm like, how'd you feel? He says, I feel great. I said, I'm so proud of you. He said, that means so much that you're proud of me. He's under my authority. He's directed by me. Guy's got $8 million in the bank, makes between $500 and $1 million a year. This year he's doing really well. Now, does he have to push a little harder? Yes. Is the guy enthusiastic? Oh my God. He's super happy in life. He's just happily married. He's a really good guy, a good client. He's been a client of mine for about 7 years. It's funny. I just had 12 10-year graduates that had been in the Corps for 10 years. They all had between 5 and 8 million in the bank. Every one of them had at least 5 million. If you stay the course a long period of time, you save 20% of your paycheck for 20 years, you'll have a big bank account. You invest in the S&P, you invest in good things like the Mag 7 stocks, you invest in things like Costco, Walmart, FedEx, Home Depot, Lowe's, UPS. You'll have a really good portfolio and you'll do really well. Now, if you invest 20% of your paycheck every month, bam, 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 today, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, my 20% of my paycheck will go right in the stock market. It doesn't matter if it's high or low. Now, I have a bunch extra and I'm looking to buy stuff that's on sale. You know, I bought some Tesla. I thought it was on sale. I thought Tesla was going to do really well. I'd sold some stocks that I didn't think were doing well. I sold Chevron. I sold a bunch of stocks. I sold 5 and bought Tesla and put some cash in the bank. So I freed up whatever dollars I freed up in the sales. I put half of it in Tesla, half of it in cash. I think you always want to have dry powder when you're an investor. I'm always looking for an opportunity, a good stock, a good piece of real estate to buy. I'm always looking for a good employee. If I met somebody at Starbucks and they were charming and organized and pleasant, I would offer them a job. I will always hire any charming, fresh, excited person that wants to learn. Now, here's the thing. 3 things I like. I like people that smile, that raise their hand, say, I have questions. I like people to smile, raise their hands, say, I don't truly understand. I need some more explanation. Or I like people to raise their hands, say, could we discuss some options? You come at me with those three things, we're going to get along. You come at me acting up or demanding or being all crazy or all volatile, we're not going to get along. I'm not interested. And listen, I'm at a point in my life at 64 years old. I've accomplished what I feel is a lot in business. I think I'm an excellent mortgage man. I think I'm an excellent mortgage and real estate coach. I think I give good, solid advice. I have simple tactics how to succeed. So listen, do better at your job. Get in a little earlier. Stay a little later. Be a little gung-ho. When you go to your leaders, hey, I have a question. Hey, I'd like some explanation. Hey, could we discuss some other options? Go like that, and all bosses will enjoy dealing with you. Show up early, stay late, dress professionally, treat everybody with respect. Do your job really, really well. I love what Nick Saban said, do your job well. I love what Bill Belichick said, do your job. I like what Nick Saban said, do your job well. I think both are important. You know, we're in the NBA Finals right now, and you look at things like, you look at like Oklahoma City, and you look at Indiana Pacers. So Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the star on Oklahoma City, and Tyrese Halliburton is the star on Indiana. Whichever star plays better in the next 7 games will win the NBA championship. Whichever star, either Shea or Tyrese, whoever it plays better, scores the most points, has the most assists, has the most rebounds, is going to win. You can only go as far as your star. So if you're the star on your team can only go as far as you can go. My team can only go as far as I go. So if I'm gung-ho and I'm fired up and I'm willing to change and I'm willing to get some opinions and I'm willing to change my behavior, I got an opportunity to do really, really well. If I'm not willing to change and I think I'm good the way I am, if I don't think I can get better, we don't have much of a future. So I believe people are smart to work with me, smart to do business with me, smart to hire me as a coach. I think that you should feel that way about your business. You should feel like your clients and your employees are lucky to deal with you. So let's all follow Nick Saban and do our jobs well. I think that's the lesson of the day. I think that if you're in sales is a contact sport. I think the number of calls you make determines your outcome. I think the quality of people you call determines your outcome. I think the energy with which you call determines your outcome. So your effort, your attitude, and the quality of people you're calling on. If you're calling on dogs, you ain't going to get no business. If you're calling on whales, you ain't going to land very many of them. You got to call some weaker people, some middle people, and some super strong people. So that means I would call on people to make 100, I would call on people to make 250, and I would call on some people to make 500. Now, anybody over 250 is a form of a whale. Like I call on people that do 20 million a year. That's my main client for real estate and lending. In the mortgage business, I want people to do 5 million a year. So when I'm looking for loan reps, I'm looking for people to do 5 to 20 million that I can teach how to do 10 to 40 million. In the coaching business, I'm looking for people to do 20 million as a realtor, 20 million as a lender, and I want to get them all the way up to 100 million. I want to blow people up. For coaches, I want people that make $1 million and want to get to 2 or 3 million. So there are a lot of people that are in my program that want to be coaches for me. They got to make $1 million a year. They got to have 2 million in the bank. They got to want to teach. They got to want to give back to the industry. So I believe that it's no good to hire a coach that used to be in the business or used to be big. I'm currently a big mortgage man. My real estate and lender coaches are currently big in the business right now. Today, they do a lot of business. And I think that why would you pay some coach that was never in the real estate or mortgage business? That's what most of my competitors are. Why would you pay a coach that's not currently an expert? I look at my competitors and none of them are currently expert mortgage men or expert realtors. I look at like the 7 people that are competitors in the mortgage and real estate business. None of them are currently big in the mortgage or real estate business. I'm currently a big mortgage man. All my coaches are currently big as mortgage men and realtors. That's why we're more expensive. That's why we're a better coaching company. I don't want to go to somebody that wants to do therapy and just talk. I want to go to people that look at my effort, look at my results, grade them, measure them, give me homework to get better effort, give me homework to get better results, give me systems to take better care of my clients. That's what good coaching looks like to me. Like I've had the same personal trainer for 15 years. He mixes up the routine probably 2 or 3 times a year. I show up, I shut up, and I do what I'm told. In the end, I say thank you. He leaves and I leave. There's not a lot of conversation. I get there, I run sprints. Then we do push-up, pull-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks to get loosened up. Then we run a little more. Then we come back and we do about 18 exercises. We do 20 reps. Then we come back and do another round of 15 reps. When it's all done, it's all done. Thank you. Pack up the weights and move on. I think people need way more talking than they should need. I think you need to be men and women of action and men and women that get things done and get them done well. So that's what I got for you today. Here's what I will tell you. Hire a coach. If it's not me, hire somebody else. Build your business, build your marriage, build your kids, build your relationship with your God, build your relationship with your clients and your employees. I think relationships are the secret in life. I have a lot of good relationships. I have some bad relationships. I'm trying to make the bad relationships good, and I'm trying to make the good relationships great. I know a lot of people come to me and say there's not enough time in the day. I got 24 hours. I sleep 8. That means I got 16 hours to work, laugh, live, love, enjoy. A lot of time in the day. I'm very organized. I have a lot of free time. I probably have 400 Zoom meetings a week. I probably see 30 people a week live. I probably make 40 outbound calls a day. I probably work a hard 60. I don't think it's that big a deal. I probably work 5 11s and I probably work 5 on the weekend. That's how I work. I start at 10 a.m. and I go till 7 p.m. Then I go home with my wife from 7 to 10. Then she goes to bed at 10 o'clock. I go back. Last night I worked from 10 till midnight. I go to bed about 12:05, wake up at 8:30, have coffee, watch a little stock market. I have a very full life. Fridays I quit early. I try to quit at 3 o'clock on Fridays, get a workout in, hang out with some friends. So time management, very important that you tighten your time up. What is time? Time is money and time is respect. I think you need to treat time like money and treat time like respect. Everything has $1 per hour. Coaching has $1 per hour. Sales has $1 per hour. Social media has $1 per hour. So you want to raise your $1 per hour, so you got to get more impact in what you're doing. So I print my schedule every day. I print my week at a glance. I take notes on my schedule. You can see I'm super organized. So that's my thoughts on time management. I think everybody needs an admin. Once you make $200,000 a year, you need an admin, manage your schedule, manage your gifting, manage your list, manage your marketing. I think that's important. I think after an admin, you need to have a professional assistant that's an expert in either your industry's support business or your industry's sales business. And then you build your team accordingly. As you get bigger, you build a bigger team. You use leverage, you use other people. I'll tell you this, though. I'll never not be the main character in my mortgage business. I'll never not be the main character in my coaching business. I'm always the main character in my consulting. I'll always have a heavy hand in my stock portfolio. I believe in 5 things. Number 1, you need a big supply of warm leads. Number 2, you need an active owner. Number 3, you need capital to be able to do business. Number 4, you need a uniform process that everybody does it the same way. All the Starbucks, all the Chick-fil-A, all the McDonald's do it all the same way. And number 5, you need unity. You need a 3 musketeers, all for one, one for all. Everybody supporting each other, taking care of each other. I'll give you an example. I just set up a TO system in my coaching program where there's $600 commission on a sale. The warm-up person gets $400. The closer gets $200. That's everybody trying to help each other get it done and everybody sharing in the wealth. I think that's a good system. Now, 2 secrets. If you honor these secrets, you'll do well. Number 1, be closest to the money. So if you want to be fit, know the fittest people. If you want to be happily married, know the best married people. If you want to make a lot of money, be around people in your industry that make a lot of money. You want to grow money, be around good real estate investors and good stock investors. You want to be a good friend, be around somebody that's the best friend. Like I was with my buddy last night. He works for me, but he's one of my good friends. He's the best person I know. Loyal, supportive, fun. I learn a lot from him on how to be a good friend. I'll meet with my mentor this afternoon. I got a couple meetings after this podcast. Then I'll meet with my mentor for 2 hours. We'll talk about what I'm doing well as a husband, where I need work as a husband, what I'm doing well as a Christian, where I need work as a Christian, what I'm doing well as a leader, and what I can do better as a leader. I won't argue. Whatever he says is fact. He's in charge of me because I'm directed by him. So, 2 secrets. Be closest to the money, whatever the money is you're trying to get to. Find people that are better experts than you and hang out with them. Number 2, leads matter. If you have good leads, no matter what business you're in, you'll do well successfully. So that's my thoughts for the day. A little shorter, covered a lot of topics. Listen, go out there and be all you can be. Get some balance and get wealthy. It's a lot of fun. Have a great week. Rick Ruby, Core Training, Street Smart Millionaire, out.